Hello guys, so today I am going to start a video on Azure Table Storage. So last time we discussed the local setup of Azure Storage, Microsoft Azure Storage Explorer. So here we can handle three services like flow containers, queues, and tables. So today we will implement the tables itself. So right now there is no table, and we will discuss the usage of table, how we can set up everything locally, and then how we can implement these and what is the uses, and some of the interview questions also, how you can use them. So let me start from scratch, step by step. So what is the Azure Table Storage? So Azure Table Storage is a NoSQL key value storage used to store massive amount of structure non-relation data type. So this is structure, uh, means you can have the JSON and JSON structure data, but this is not non-relational. There is no relation in that one. So this is schema-less. You don't need to create the schema. You can store anything, any type of structure, any type of JSON uh, in the data itself. High performance and low cost. Automatic indexing on keys, massive scalability. So it can be scaled massively. Use cases are basically audit logs. If you want to store the audit log, so you can create uh, this table storage. You can use this because it can store any type of audit log. It can store any type of structured data, right? NoSQL structured data. You can use for user activity tracking, IoT telemetry, metadata storage, and you can also store the configuration and setting itself. Right, then event log. So if any event is happening, you can means in event driven architecture, you can store the events also. So the second step is Azure Table Storage setup. So first step is first option is local setup. We last time we did this Azurite, right? So this Azurite supports table storage locally. You just need to install Azurite. Just write this command. Uh, on your machine, there should be a node package. Then you can run this command and it will install Azurite on your local machine. To start the table emulator, you just need to run this command Azurite table and then port is this one. So by default it has three ports whenever you install this Azurite: port 0, port 1, and port 2 for three services as we discussed. So for local connection string, you can use development storage equal to true, or there is other option for production one. You need to create the account in Azure itself for production one. Then there is tables. Then you can create the tables, and there is connection string. So you need to pick that connection string from the Azure itself, right? So the third step is basically core concept, very important. Uh, what is that? Means table. What is a table? Basically, table is collection of entities, right? This is entity row. Means table is collection. Entity is the row. Maximum 1 MB data can be there, right? Property is the column. Basically, partition key. This is the logical partition of performance, right? Row key. This is unique row ID of the table, and timestamp. It is automatically managed. So primary key, what can be the primary key? Primary key can be partition key plus row key. So partition key, I can say partition key is like you want to partition the data on the basis of users. So partition key can be user, right? And the row key is basically any unique identification like GUID. So that is the thing. These three fields are mandatory in Azure Table Storage. Right, what data types it can be support? It can support only these data: string, integer, long, and double. Right, then bool, date time, GUID, and byte. no other data type is supported by this. So for table storage in .NET, we need to install the package .NET means Azure Data Tables package, right? And for the entity model, you need to use Azure Data Tables in your classes. So let me show how we can implement this one, right? So in the connection string, you can use table storage. This is the connection string. So how you can get this? You can get this from this emulator, and you can get this table. So either you can use this one, or either you can write just this thing, use development storage. It will also work the same. And this is the table name. Table name I have added demo table right now. You can add whatever you want, right? So this is one thing you need to add in app setting, right? And then you need to install some NuGet packages, Azure Data Tables and Azure Identity. So you need to use this one. Then I have created one service, table storage service here, right? So in the table storage service, you need to use this connection string, and then in the config you need to put the table name. So you need two things only, connection string and table name, right? And whenever your project will run, it will create the table if not exists there, right? I have created some methods, add data, to get the data, right, to get all data, update data and delete data, right? So I have created one user entity. So if you see this one, let me go to this. So user entity will be inherited with I table entity. This is a default Azure Table Storage interface, and it will manage some of the things internally, right? Custom entity model type must be implement this interface, right? So partition key, I have added this user. Row key, I am adding this new GUID, right? Then name, email, uh, we need to add these two things here. These are mandatory. Okay, then let me come to this. So when I'm adding this, I just need to pass this entity. Rest the things will handle with this package. Then I have created one controller, that is table storage controller, and in this storage controller the name is user controller basically, because I am so I inherited this, I injected this service, table storage service here. So I have created some of the methods, like to create the entity, to get the entity, to get all the entity, right? So to update the table entity and to delete the table entity. So how we can use this? Let me show you one example. So once you run this application, so one more thing, you need to inject, uh, register this service here, table storage service here in your program file. Then you come back, just go to this one, you go to the users, and then you need to put this one, Manoj. Let me